think the Fulham Boys School journey is just absolutely remarkable. That vision over 10 years ago to see what we could possibly be, and having the absolute pleasure to see the flesh on the bones of that vision. That school opening, on a temporary site with only about 80 students to start off with, and then move into another temporary site, and we had 2, and then finally to the state-of-the-art facilities that we're in now.
Right from the outset, I knew this wasn't going to be any ordinary school. When I came on the staff in 2018, I remember the headmaster saying, like, we can do anything. If we want to do Latin, we'll do Latin, maybe even Japanese, because that was the time of the Olympics getting ready. And I teach Latin now, and I teach Japanese.
This school is special because of the boys. This school is special because of the ethos of the school and the way that the boys buy into it. There was nothing for them when we first opened, but to see the things that they've achieved and the young men that they've become, that's what makes this school special.
The vision for the school was about finding the opportunity for boys locally. There was a distinct lack of schools, and we wanted to have a school that would bring out the best in boys. We wanted to have the choice in the borough and a community school as well.
So I think the school has changed hugely over the last 10 years as it's grown in size. I remember back in the first year where staff meetings were around one table in the staff room because there were only 12 of us. And if you wanted to find a boy, you just had to work around the 4 classrooms because there were only 4 classrooms. But I think in other ways the school hasn't changed at all. I think it's still the same school, the same ethos and the same purpose as it was on day one.
My husband came from a very difficult home life, and his school saved his life. And I was like, why do private schools seem to have all the opportunities for sports, for just everything, debating? Why does it matter if you're poor that you just get an education, you don't get anything that really saved my husband's life, and you don't get Christ? And every boy is created for a purpose, for God's glory, and every boy is loved. And if boys don't know that, how will they ever know that?
At Fulham Boys School, we plan to have the highest standards of uniform, of attendance, of punctuality, of behaviour, and so that all boys know exactly what is expected of them. And so our plan and vision is to instill in these boys firm discipline, and I do believe as well that the best type of discipline is self-discipline, so when we are not around, these boys know how to conduct themselves.
For me, FBS, the most special thing was the Christian ethos. I think the opportunity to think, question and be kind with boys from a range of different backgrounds and different ages across the school, whether it be in CUs or at lunchtimes or in the sixth form common room, was an invaluable experience.
There's no way that we could have ever got going without that parent buy-in right at the beginning. That it took such an extraordinary leap of faith for them to put their trust in us, who were totally untested as a school, and put their son's future in our hands. And something about that buy-in and their determination to make sure that we could get it going has just, I think, propelled us forward. And the real challenge for us, the real challenge for all parents, is to try and carry on with that.
When we first started the school, we started with such drive and determination, and I love that after 10 years we've still got that drive and determination, and that's something that I feel really proud to be part of.
My fondest memory for me is the first day, when the headmaster opened the gate and welcomed every single the 74 boys that came to the school, and it was just, it really felt like that was the first day, and it felt like that's it, we're a school now, we're open. That was quite special.
I will forever be fond of Gibbs Green site. It's the site that made us as a school what we are, in terms of having to be enterprising, and that tells us everything you need to know about the site. I think it was a shambles, really. Water falling through the ceiling, you couldn't stick anything to the walls, it would fall off again. Wi-Fi constantly going in and out. It was a real challenge, but a challenge that has stood us in good stead for the greater challenges to come further along.
Fulham Boys School has always been about bringing out the best in every boy, not just academically, but creatively, physically and spiritually too. And there's no better way, I think, of demonstrating that than this amazing photo of people having a laugh and having fun. And to me, what that it encapsulates Fulham, or the Fulham community, into the school. We're more than just a school. We're about everyone from all walks of life, of all backgrounds, getting on, growing together and learning together.
So I remember the very first day back in 2014, when those first brand new Year 7s walking through the school gates with their families and their anxious smiles and giant blazers, and then seeing them 5 or 7 years later at results day when they're ready to tackle the world. I'm so very proud of everything the school's achieved, and all those boys I taught have a precious place in my heart.
Well, I've been here for a major part of my life, around 8 to 9 years now, so they've done a lot for me. They've supported me in a lot of things I've gone through, and at the same time they've also got me grades which I didn't think I could achieve, and they give you a lot of good memories.
At FBS, I loved the big sports fixtures, particularly the staff leavers football match, where fortunately we won, and also watching the Friday night lights every year is a real highlight. Even coming back now, I do love going to see those games.
I've got so many funny memories of FBS in the last 10 years. I could probably write a book about it, but if I was going to pick just one, I'd probably pick maybe the very first Eisteddfod, where we had the first chairing of the bard, we had a boy playing the bagpipes, and across the event the standard of musicianship was appalling, but it was a wonderful, wonderful event, and it set the tone for many, many events to come.
10 years ago, it suddenly opened one day, and there were parents behind it, parents that had campaigned really hard. There were setbacks, there were challenges, but those gates opened on, I think, 15th September 2014. Every parent was there. The faith those parents had that their boys were going to go to this school, and we had a building, we had teachers, we had footballs that had just been blown up, ready for sport. It was an incredible family, community spirit.
That founding vision and what we have seen is so exciting. Right from the very beginning, that can-do attitude, that we would fight for something and we would try and be different. And that's what we see here in this school. Boys that succeed inside the classroom, but also outside of the classroom as well. Parents who are fully involved and engaged, who have made the school the way it is. And it's so fantastic to see the grades that come through and the boys that go to university, but more than that, to see their character refined, to see their honesty, the way that they hold themselves, to know that those standards that we embed are there from the very beginning, to know that they challenge what they believe in through the Christian faith. These are things that we have fought for, and we are seeing the reality of it. I couldn't be more proud of the school that we have achieved. I couldn't be more proud of what we have seen in this school, with the students, with the boys, with our alumni. And what is more exciting than anything, I think, is knowing that this is the first 10 years of many years to come, where we will see people thrive and actually make a difference in the world that we live in.